Hello, my name is Super Princess Sequoia. I'm a Twitch affiliate streamer, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different than talking about video games or playing them. I wanted to make a video about my weight loss journey, bariatric surgery, basically. I've chosen to go down that path, and I want to explain why. Hopefully make some friends who I can relate to and hopefully help with this information as well. I plan to document my journey and hope, that it helps someone. The type of surgery I'm going to have is called biliary pancreatic diversion with duodenal switch, which is a mouthful. I'm actually going to read a little bit about that so that you have more understanding of what the surgery is, why it's done, and this information can be found on the Mayo Clinic website. It's a common weight loss procedure that entails two major steps. The first step is to have a sleeve gastrectomy. So you're basically having the sleeve done. They cut 80% of your stomach out and they leave a smaller tube shaped stomach, similar to like a banana shape. So the valve that releases the food to the small intestine, the pyloric valve, it remains along with a limited portion of the small intestine that normally connects to the stomach, the duodenum. The second step bypasses the majority of the intestine by connecting the end portion of the intestine to the duodenum near the stomach. So they're just basically rerouting intestines. It limits how much you can eat and reduces the absorption of nutrients, including proteins and fats. So that's something that's going to happen with this surgery is it's going to be harder to absorb proteins and fats. So you have to make sure that you get, a really adequate amount of protein. So far, the diet they have me on is 1,200 calories, and I'm supposed to reach 100 grams of protein each day. And that's actually kind of hard, honestly. It's not the easiest thing in the world. So, moving on with the information, the procedure is performed at once. So, you got the two different types of procedures, but they're doing them at the same time. Sometimes they break it up into two surgeries, but for me, they're going to do it at the same time. The doctor chose this one for me. I mean, he gave me options. He told me I could pick whatever I wanted, basically, but he specifically told me this would be the best option for me. And the reason for that is it's the most effective. But it has more risks, including malnutrition, vitamin deficiencies, but it's recommended for people with a body mass of greater than 50. And mine was like, no joke, 60, which is not good. Or it might have been like 61. I don't know, but it was more, it wasn't good. I thought about what the doctor said, and, I thought, if he thinks this is the best thing for me, then why would I not take his recommendation and do this? Also, a huge factor in me deciding to do this is, the reasons why it's done, which are to help you lose excess weight and reduce your risk of potentially life-threatening weight-related health problems, including heart disease. Who wants that? I have it in my family. It's quite prevalent, so don't want it. High blood pressure, already have it. High cholesterol, slightly elevated, not happy about it. Severe sleep apnea, yes. And I hate the CPAP, and I don't wear it, and I'm not going to. I want to reverse this, Type 2 diabetes, not yet. Pre-diabetic. Stroke, no. Infertility, I don't know. I've been wanting to get pregnant for like a decade, and it hasn't happened yet. So, that. Anyway, it can actually reverse a lot of these. You can turn back the clock on diabetes. You can get rid of sleep apnea. Blood pressure will return to normal. So why would I not want those things for myself? So it's typically done only after you've tried to lose weight by improving your diet and exercise habits. For me, it's not actually required, I don't think, but the doctor did ask me to lose 20 to 30 pounds before the surgery so that they don't have complications when trying to move my liver around. I have fatty liver disease, so that needed to happen anyway, shrink my liver, and that way, I don't have complications when they go in there and poke everything around. It says you must also be willing to make permanent changes to lead a healthier lifestyle both before and after surgery. This may include long term follow up plans that involve monitoring your nutrition, your lifestyle and behavior, and your medical conditions. So, this is something real serious, a big decision to make. And I have a hard time with being disciplined. So this is going to be a challenge for me, but I know I have to. I know I have to, like, to help save my life in a way that's going to completely change it and give me more years. I've really got to I got to do what I got to do. And one of those things is quitting soda, which I've already done. So I've not drank any soda. I went half a year without soda before, but I love it. But I have told myself this time that there's no going back. I don't ever want to drink soda again, even though I do. I don't, because it's poison, it's sugar, it's bad. Sugar's not good. It's the enemy. It's addictive. The risks that are involved with the surgery, short and long term, include excessive bleeding, infection, adverse reactions to anesthesia, which that's any surgery, right? Blood clots, that's pretty much any surgery, and well, infection too, right? Or excessive bleeding, lung or breathing problems, leaks in your gastrointestinal system. Ugh. So I think the only one that really is a risk of this particular surgery in terms of like what's related to your stomach and stuff that could go wrong would be the leaks in your gastrointestinal system. The rest of those things can happen during regular surgery too. So, longer term risks and complications may include bowel obstruction. That sounds really uncomfortable. And you can die from that. Dumping syndrome causing diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting. And so that would probably happen like every time you eat something that doesn't sit right with you. I heard that basically if you eat something, say at a restaurant, it'll basically run right through you, especially if it's fatty, and you will just have to go straight to the bathroom. Gallstones, that doesn't sound fun. Hernias, ugh. Low blood sugar, malnutrition, stomach perforation, ouch, ulcers, vomiting. Rarely complications can be fatal. So it's a rarity, but there's that potential there. So you have to have a bunch of labs to prep for the surgery. They're going to do a bunch of labs to make sure that your vitamins aren't deficient, and if they are, they're going to give you medication. Like for me, I have a vitamin D deficiency. I'm deficient in folic acid. I've already got these deficiencies, and that worries me. Like after surgery, I'm going to be deficient because of malabsorption and all that. So I really got to stay on top of that. You're supposed to start a physical activity program and stop any tobacco use. Like 2 months before surgery, you're supposed to stop smoking. Have I been really good about the physical activity? Not as much as I need to be. I need to work on that. It's hard when your body doesn't feel good. But this surgery is done laparoscopically. Hopefully, like without it being really, really invasive, it won't be so bad. So it says with the laparoscopic surgery, they'll make the incisions and the surgeon will remove a portion of the stomach and will form the remaining portion into a narrow sleeve. He leaves intact the valve that releases food to the small intestine, the pyloric valve, along with a limited portion of the small intestine that normally connects to the stomach. The second step is they make a cut through the part of the small intestine just below the duodenum, and a second cut farther down near the lower end of the small intestine. Then they bring the cut end near the bottom of the small intestine up to the other cut end just below the duodenum, and it bypasses a large segment of the small intestine. Each part of the surgery usually takes a few hours. I'll probably be in surgery for quite a while, which, ugh. So the staff will monitor you for complications after that. It says you may experience changes as your body reacts to the rapid weight loss in the first 3 to 6 months after uh, surgery, which I didn't really know this till just now. Body aches, feeling tired as if you have the flu, feeling cold, dry skin, hair thinning, and hair loss. I did know that one. And mood changes. Oh my. I have bipolar disorder, so that doesn't sound fun. I didn't know those things. Wow. It says it can resolve all these conditions, infertility, stroke, type 2 diabetes, sleep apnea, high cholesterol, blood pressure, heart disease, and acid reflux. And then, the bad thing is that it's possible to regain your weight after weight loss surgery. And if that happens, I don't know what you do at that point. I guess you're screwed. I don't know. I also wanted to talk about a hormone that they taught us about in the support group, and the doctor talked about it. Basically, it's called ghrelin, and it's a hormone that is responsible for your hunger. And it says it's produced by the enteroendocrine cells of the gastrointestinal tract, especially the stomach. It's called the hunger hormone because it increases the drive to eat. Blood levels of ghrelin are highest before meals when hungry, returning to lower levels after mealtimes. Ghrelin may help prepare for food intake by increasing gastric motility and stimulating the secretion of gastric acid. Ghrelin activates cells in the anterior pituitary gland and hypothalamic arcuate nucleus, including neuropeptide Y neurons that initiate appetite. It also participates in regulation of reward cognition, learning and memory, the sleep wake cycle, taste, sensation, reward behavior, and glucose metabolism. Okay, so that's interesting because if it affects the way that your brain feels about rewards, like your reward system, that's like dopamine stuff, right? It sounds like it changes that, and it would change the way you learn and your memory as well. Could affect that. Hopefully for the good. Like I need my memory to be better. The sleep wake cycle. I have insomnia, so maybe like if it helps these things, that would be great. Taste. This is interesting because my friend who had this surgery said that her taste changed afterward. Some things that were good to her before were no longer good, and vice versa. And then glucose metabolism, that's going to, have to do with your blood sugar, diabetes kind of stuff. So it sounds like it changes that hormone for the good, which, makes me wonder, like, why can't they just give us a hormone treatment instead of like hacking up our intestines? You would think that that would be a thing, but I guess not. Moving on, I wanted to provide some more information about my surgeon and the hospital information. I am going to see a surgeon named Dr. Williams, Robert Williams. He is at the Park West Center for Bariatric Surgery in Knoxville, Tennessee. I hear that he's a very good doctor. My friend's husband went there and had really great success with his surgery. She's had the surgery too, the same one that I'm having, but she had it in Kentucky, not in Tennessee, with a different doctor. But I think she said she started at like 320 pounds and got down to like 150. She has gained some of the weight back, but not like super substantial. She's closer to 200 now, but I mean, 200 isn't terrible, or like right below. I don't think that's terrible. Hopefully, though, like, obviously no more weight gain goes on there. So, the reason that I chose to do all this is it's got to be pretty obvious. For health, I have high blood pressure, prediabetes. I think I already mentioned these things. Sleep apnea. I have arthritis, degenerative disc disease, herniated discs in my back. Did I say fibromyalgia? I don't remember if I said that or not. Bipolar disorder, severe anxiety. So there's a lot going on there. And I know even the mental stuff will have to get better after losing weight and having more energy, more confidence, more, just the feeling of being healthier. It would have to completely change my life. I can't see any other way that like how would it not change your life? It would completely turn it around. So those are the reasons why I want to take pressure off my joints. The weight that I'm carrying around, I need to get it off of my body, and I need to just feel better, improve my memory, my mood, prevent me from having years taken off of my life because of disease of various kinds, you know. So that is why. And, some people are like very judgmental. They'll say, oh, well, if you've lost weight at this point, then why do you need to have the surgery if you can do it on your own? I'm at the beginning of my journey, for example, and I've lost 30 pounds already because that's, what was required by the surgeon. Um, can I go on to lose more weight? I'm starting a 800 calorie diet come May the 3rd. Um, and I started originally with a 1200 calorie diet. That was on March 1st, 2022. So between March 1st and April 25th, 2022, I have lost that 30 pounds. So on May 3rd, which is 8 days from now, um, I'll switch to 800 calories. And will I potentially lose another 30 pounds by my surgery date? It's quite possible because my surgery date is May 31st, 2022. That means I got a whole other month and like 5 days to lose more weight. So, like I was saying, a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, if you lost that weight on your own, why can't you just continue to do that and not have the surgery? I'm like, well, because you don't understand the struggle. I've tried Nutrisystem. I've tried Weight Watchers. I've tried like just calorie counting, The Biggest Loser. I can't think of them all, but I've tried, a bunch of different things. Uh did they work? Oh, gluten-free. I tried like a gluten-free diet. Did they work? Um yes, like temporarily. Um like I would lose 30, 40 pounds and then gain it all back plus some. Um I don't want to go through that again. So I want to use this as a tool to get me to where I need to be, to change me for the better. Like especially if it has to do with that ghrelin hormone. Um Surely that's going to change me in so many ways that it'll affect um, the way that I eat. Like I said, it could affect my taste, everything like that. So, yeah. And another point on ghrelin, it's not always your fault that you're overweight. People may look at you and think, oh, she must eat all day long. Just like, for me, that's not the way that I've ever, eaten. I, if it's something I really like, would I have like two of a thing? Yeah, sometimes, but everybody does that. And also, I usually would only eat once a day. So, like, normally no breakfast, no lunch, only dinner and a snack, basically. So, Did I eat left and right? Absolutely not. Did I choose the wrong foods? Absolutely yes, because it was fast food, pizza, burgers, chicken nuggets, fries, whatever was easy and available, and I didn't have to cook. Cooking and stuff and being physical is hard when you're sick and also when you're overweight. That makes it even harder, especially at my biggest size, at my highest weight. It was getting really tough. It was getting really tough to even just shower. So that's not a good thing. And that's just honesty, you know? I think another big issue with all this is privacy. Like people with their unwanted opinions and their nosiness and them telling you these things that I was talking about, like, why can't you lose the weight on your own without surgery? Blah, blah, blah. If you don't want people to know about the surgery until you're ready for them to know, I think that that's your prerogative. That's up to you. Personally, I feel like I don't want everybody and their mom and their cousin and their sister and their friend to know what I'm doing with my body and my health because it's my privacy. Like I don't want people sitting and talking like, "Oh, well, that Sequoia girl, she's going to have weight loss surgery and what do you think about that? Oh my gosh, I just can't believe that." That's not cool with me. And so I deliberately chose not to share that with everyone until I feel comfortable. Also, my starting weight, I don't want to share that yet. I do want to share it when I've made substantial improvement and can see, some success with what I'm doing. Do I want to tell everybody right now? No, and I think that's okay. I mean, I already weigh 30 pounds less than what I did originally, so it's not that I'm ashamed of the progress. I mean, I've made good progress. Why would I be, upset that I lost 30 pounds? I'm not. I just don't want to talk about my starting weight until I'm emotionally ready to put it all out on the table and bare my soul in that way. So I hope that makes sense, that it's not stupid and silly, but that's just my personal preference. Again, a person's privacy with their health and stuff, that is your privacy. So you shouldn't have to feel pressured to tell people or let them butt into your business. I think what's also helped me lose weight is I started a new medication. And I hate to think that the medication has probably been a big part in losing the weight, but it has to be because um, it's ADD medication. It's called Vyvanse, and they give it to people for binge eating disorder, which I don't have. I have ADD. So binge eating disorder is basically what I was talking about a minute ago, where you just eat and eat and eat. You eat to the point that you throw up usually. I have never done that. So that's not why I take it, but it has affected my appetite in a positive way to where I don't really feel like eating sometimes. I'm just not in the mood for it, so I don't. Some things that I learned from the support group at the clinic um, was about basically the things that come after surgery, which is hair loss, malabsorption and malnutrition, vitamin regimens and protein supplements, excess skin, exercise, plastic surgery, and then I learned some stuff from a friend who had the exact same surgery as me. To start with hair loss, um, I was already losing some hair to begin with. Um, Probably can't really tell. I mean, it's not like it was falling out a ton, but enough to upset me. Like it was all over my shirt, it was all in my brush, it was everywhere. And my hair was really long. It was like down in my butt. I decided to go for like a side shave haircut with like the longer side over here. And I liked that for a while. And then I decided to just shave it all off because even the longer part that I had was the hair was falling out of that and I wasn't excited that it was still falling out. With it short like this, I can't tell that it's falling out, so it doesn't really affect me as much. After I had the side shave, I decided to just chop her all off, shave it all. I mean, I didn't have it like shaved down to my head. I used like a guard and cut it pretty short. I gotta say, it's probably one of the best things I ever done. It actually made me feel like much better about myself, about my face, and I guess femininity, beauty. Was glad I didn't look like my brother, and that I just look like me. It's very liberating. I suggest you try it if you never have. Like, I thought I would cry, but I was actually pretty pleased. With the malabsorption and malnutrition, so I heard a scary story in the support group about this guy who he didn't take his vitamins and stuff like he was supposed to, and he ended up with like bone mass loss, like he lost bone mass. That sounds really terrible. I wouldn't want to find out. Also, there was somebody who ate mashed potatoes during the liquid diet and got a blockage. So don't do that. That's bad. The vitamin regimen that you got to take is pretty extensive after the surgery. I mean, it's something you're going to have to do for the rest of your life, which concerns me because I'm not very disciplined in taking my medicine. I forget, sometimes to take it, and I'm going to have to just really be on top of that. The protein supplement part of that is really hard. It's hard to get. I'm supposed to get 100 grams of protein a day. I think after this, maybe more than that, maybe like 120. I don't know, but that's a lot of protein. It's hard to do. With the excess skin, you can exercise and try to tone that up, but it's never going to go away from what I understand. So the only other option that you have is plastic surgery once you've lost and maintained, loss for a while. Most plastic surgeons, from what I understand, won't do it unless you've been, at your goal weight for quite a while. And what I learned from my friend who had the same surgery was basically how I would feel afterward. She said she struggled with the liquid diet after surgery. I don't know that I will because I really like the protein shakes. Doesn't really bother me much. I don't know. It'll be like a month, so maybe by the time a month passes, it might be getting to me a little bit. She told me about this thing. It's like a big band that they wrap around your stomach to make you feel like your insides are not falling out. She couldn't remember a whole lot because it had been so long ago that she had hers done. But it was really helpful just to talk to her and see what, you know, her struggle looked like, her journey. I know it's going to be a struggle, but a good tool to help get to where I need to be, even if it is a struggle. It would be a struggle either way, losing the weight on your own or having surgery. And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand when they're judgmental is that this isn't going to be easy. This is not going to be easy. It's going to be hard. The other thing that I learned from her was that she does not regret it and would do it over again. And I've heard nearly everybody who's ever had this surgery say that. I've heard everybody say that. And I mean, that sounds wonderful to know that it's changed their life that much that they would do it again. So, wish me luck on my weight loss journey as I continue onward. I think I might report back after I've been on the 800 calorie diet just for a little while, until like maybe I've lost a little bit of weight and I can give an update, make another report as to how I'm doing. And then obviously, uh, maybe give an update right before the surgery. And then after, I would like to continue to do these videos so that, like I said earlier, I can help people in some way. And if you need any info, you can come to me. Going forward, more videos like this. If you follow me and watch me on Twitch, you watch me game. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for watching this video if you did, because I know this is totally unrelated to what I do. But I figure, if I'm on a public platform where people watch me, they're going to see me shrink at an exponential rate, probably. So they'll be like, what is going on here? So I figured, why not just go ahead and do this, right? Might as well. And if you don't watch me on Twitch, please give me a follow if you're interested in watching me game. I play Nintendo games, mainly. And I don't know, I just like a little bit of everything. You can always come and hang out and we can have a good time. We can chat about surgery. We can chat about anything. My channel page is www.twitch.tv/Super Princess Sequoia. Right there. There's like obviously three S's in a row, so that gets confusing when you're typing Princess Sequoia. But that is how you can find me on there. And I guess I will see you guys next time. Bye.